If you couldn't tell by the name, this is based off the Cold Steel SRK, Survival Rescue Knife, as it's called. I've heard stories, at least from varying sources, that it's used by like Navy SEALs and people like that. I haven't found much to prove that, but I did like the knife design. It's basic, but still sturdy. So this is kind of my own version. Unlike theirs, mine is full tang instead of having the hidden tang. I think if you buy the cheaper ones, it's only like a quarter tang or something, but I don't think people are carrying the cheap one, or at least the people who are actually using the knives are carrying the cheap one. This is made of 1095 steel. I don't have a lot of it, but I decided like for this I want to use it. I was going to make a nice little sheath for it, but I didn't have time. So, and I usually don't make sheaths, but again, I want to carry this knife because I like it. It fits well in my hand. It's just a nice little knife, hard blade, way harder than the original spring steel that I usually make my stuff out of. So just do some water bottle cutting tests, I guess. Not really much for what this is designed for, but it's kind of what I do on this channel. So, not bad. So I've had this piece just 1095 laying around in my shop for probably a couple of years at this point. Haven't really used it for anything, so I'm like, you know what? Might as well just, make a new survival knife because I keep seeming to be giving those away. Okay, so kind of got most of the forging got pretty close. Just need a little bit of cleanup on the handle, obviously. The blade needs straightened up a little bit. Need to cut the little point there. I did go ahead and just flatten it on the side, so that way I have a solid base. Once I get this ground out, obviously get my bevels ground in. I'm gonna take a piece of steel, which I'm gonna cut a notch down the middle. It's close to this, and then hammer it onto the piece. So that way it fits nice and snug, and then that'll be just pinned in place with a small little, pin. So it's gonna be a nice little knife. Again, the 1095 should be good for my survival knife. Sort of, kind of a combat, survival-ish type knife. Of course, I'm mostly basing this off the Cold Steel, SRK, which is like survival rescue knife. It's one that I've heard a lot of good things about if you buy the expensive one. And the expensive one's like $300, so yeah, now I'm making my own.
Okay, now that I've got my blade, actually it's just heat cycled, so ready for heat treat. Before I do that, I need to make the guard. So basically I just took this piece of steel, cut a notch out of it, not all the way down because I'm gonna hammer it into shape. So it has a nice snug fit. Then I'm gonna trim it down, cut it to the shape and size I want, then drill a pinhole all the way through, and then I can attach my blade. Okay, I'm gonna get the forge going. Ready for winter to be over. Okay, so I got my guard glued in. Just got my scales made. This is just some homemade micarta. Just some canvas and fiberglass resin. Now what I'm going to do is basically just use some JB Weld here. Probably should have closed that knife before I reach for that. Oh well. There we go, JB Weld. Hopefully I have enough. Just going to coat that on here, stick this on, glue my little spacer here, just a piece of stainless steel. And I'll probably put a pin in it to like help guide everything, but then I'm gonna, clamp it down and remove the pin because I'm gonna put these kind of Chicago screws through. Hopefully that works the way I want it to. We will see. I will get back to you when I'm done.
I think it's knocked over this one. Okay, not a heavy chopper. Still really sharp though. What kind of wood this is?